Okay, so if you're a hunter-gatherer, one of the things you should do, especially if you have a little bit of property, just a little bit, is plant you some cucumber vines and make your own pickles. If you like pickles, it's simple, it's easy. I'm not getting into homemade mixes. I'm going to use Mrs. Wages to can some dill pickles. We go through a lot of them, and if you've been to the grocery store lately, you know a jar of pickles is $3 or $4, and we're going to make these for just a few cents. So we're going to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is get our brine together, and our brine, thanks to Mrs. Wages, has all of our spices in here, which we're doing dill pickles today. And we need 3 1/3 cups of white vinegar. And I am not one of those people that sit there and just measure right to the close. I get it close. Actually, that had 3 1/3 in it. And then we need 7 1/2 cups of water. So let's get that. Yeah. So we have our 7 1/2 cups of water, and then you just, this is simple. This is how simple pickles are. There's your mix. And you're just going to pour it in here. We're going to get it stirred up. And then we're going to put it on the fire and just get it heated up real good. You don't want to boil it any length of time or you'll boil your brine off and you won't have enough. You just want to get it hot. So, okay, this is our take of cucumbers for this week, and these are pickling cucumbers. I think we have about 15 plants in the garden. So what we're doing 2 types of dill pickles here right now. We're going to do baby dills, and then we're going to do spears, and I'm just going to show you real quick how I make a spear. I'm going to take my weeby knife. I cut the ends off like that. Split it down the middle. These look like they're going to be a little long, so I'll cut them in half. And then I'm going to quarter them. Yes, leave the skin on them. And just like that, you have dill spears. You can do them a little longer. We'll use those to fill in some jars on the... Okay, we're stuffing our jars now. And I have 5 regular mouth jars and some wide mouth jars. I like the wide mouth jars for these just a little bigger pickles because they're easier to stuff and get them in there. But one of the things you got to be careful of, and we can look at one of these jars, is not to go too far above the shoulder. And definitely not above this bottom ring. You start getting up above that bottom ring, it could cause your jar not to seal. And we're doing a simple hot water bath on these. So as soon as we get these jars stuffed, we'll get the lids on them, which we have gotten ready and prepared, and go to the next step. Okay, so now we have our jars stuffed with fresh cucumbers, and we're just going to get our Mrs. Wages in there. Now, remember, you can make this your recipe, and what I mean by that is you can take Mrs. Wages and you can add a little garlic to it. Maybe you like hot pepper flakes. You can make this your recipe without having to come up with a homemade mixture. And pickles are something, it's hard to ruin them, but you can. Now I'm just filling this up to the shoulder. Don't go much past that shoulder of that jar. It'll keep your jars from sealing. The thing you need to remember, I'm going to move this over out of the way, is these jars are going to be very hot now, but you need to wipe off the lip after you fill them before you put your lid on. So we've got those wiped off. We're going to put our lid on. The next important little bit of information, you don't have to crank down on these jars. Just finger tight. You're not cranking them down. The heat's going to do its job. And these are hot, so I got a jar grabber, and we're going to move them over to our hot water bath. And as we put each jar in here, that water level is going to rise, and we're going to bring this to a light boil and let them bathe for about 15-20 minutes, and then we're going to take them out. Timer just went off. We went with a 15-minute water bath. I'm going to pull these out of here. Now always turn them on their side because they store a little bit of hot boiling water right here. And if you carry them over your feet, I'm barefooted right now, you can end up with some nasty burns, which I have before. And we're going to let these jars just cool down over here, and we're going to listen for that wonderful popping sound. That means they are sealing up. And that, I just heard one pop. Did you hear that? Pickles are a high acidic food, so you do not have to pressure can them. You only have to do a hot water bath. So, just to wrap up, these are baby dills. We use Mrs. Wage's dill pickle mix, kosher dill pickle mix. For a couple bucks, we bought a package of seed, planted them in our garden, and right there you go. You got 8 pints of whole dill pickles. Comment below and tell us what your favorite ones are. But this is one of ours.